All right, what's going on, guys? I initially did this video as a voice recording, but switching it over to a video so you can see my beautiful face. But anyways, let's jump right into this, okay? So I'm gonna be talking about how I've made money on every single car that I've owned, okay? Dating back all the way to when I was like 16, okay? How have I done this? When you think of a car, you think of a depreciating asset. Despite the past 2 years where we've seen heightened inflation and pretty much anything go up in value, okay? But let's kind of take that skewed view out of the way and look at more of an accurate depiction, okay? I'm going to talk about what I have bought and what I probably will continue to buy um, going forward. Um, let's start off with I look for cars that are reliable, okay? I do not want to buy a car that's going to be a headache, okay? And reliability applies in the fact that I look at the make and the model, okay? So I look for, suppose, a Honda Civic, right? I've owned two of them. They've been great. Honda Civic SIs. They're reliable, and they also have great resale, okay? Okay, I look for that aspect of it, not just mechanically, just from like a on paper, but also reliable in the fact as the individual car that I'm buying. Okay, every car is treated differently. Every car has a different story, and I kind of look at that story and see, do I like that story? Do I think that story is good? Um, if it doesn't look good, doesn't sound good, I'm not interested. I look at the pictures. I look at the person that's selling it. All these things count into whether I'm buying the car or not. Okay, so I'm looking for somebody who's upfront and honest. Okay, I know what I'm getting into before I buy the car. No car is perfect, so when someone says, "Oh, it's perfect," I find that hard to believe. I've never owned a car that was perfect. Every car that I've owned has had some sort of issue. I used to work for a car dealership, and I've serviced brand new cars. Every single one of them had something wrong with them. Okay, maybe it was like a little chip on the paint. There was something wrong with that car. I promise. No car is perfect. It goes down the interstate on a transport truck. Stuff hits it. Stuff happens. So guarantee you it's not perfect. Okay. So I look for a car that's reliable, not just on paper, but the seller, the who's selling the car, and the service history all lines up. Everything makes sense. Okay. I know what I'm getting into. Okay. And I also know that I'm not going to have a huge headache going forward. Okay. I don't want any surprises going into a car. I bought a Forerunner and I could tell the guy, he cared about the car, but he did not do anything extra. Okay. He changed the oil. That was it. He just kind of did your bare minimum. But he cleaned the car. He took care of it. He didn't destroy it. So I bought it. I knew I was going to have to do the timing belt, this, that, and the other thing, but I also got a great deal and I knew what I was getting into. And there wasn't any problems that I didn't know about going into it, okay? Um, so we kind of talked about the reliability aspect. I don't go for cars like a 335i BMW, okay? I think about the people that own them, how they drive them. They drive the crap out of them, rarely maintain them, and if they do, you see the list of stuff they have to replace on it. Okay, it's ridiculous. So you know going into it that you're going to spend a ton of money to keep that car going. Okay, so the next thing I want to talk about is I look for used cars. Okay, and in a specific range too. Okay, not just any used car. Okay, so most used cars are going to depreciate the most after the first couple years. Okay, um, so I look for cars maybe 5 to 10 to 20 years old. Say 10 to 20 years old usually, honestly. And that's where I kind of hop in. And this is also where problems can arise if you're not careful, and that's why I say it's very important to kind of look and see You know brakes are supposed to be done at 60. You know tires are done at 60. You know what should be done at certain intervals. And if it hasn't been done and they're not disclosing it, they're saying, oh, it's great. It's a great car. You might be in for a surprise, okay? So I look for cars between $5,000 and $15,000. And the reason for this is cars tend to, quote unquote, I like to say base in value. They base, okay? So a car that I bought that I just loved, I thought it was a great deal, and I wish I just kept on to it. If I had unlimited money, I would, because I know it's never going to go down in value. And that was my 2005 Porsche Boxster, okay? I paid $12,000 for it. I bought it from the second owner. It had zero problems. It had everything taken care of it. Um, I made a couple $1,000s on it after the summer. I bought it at the beginning of summer, sold it at the end of summer. Okay. Um, and I saw it basing in value. Okay. No car is ever gonna be worth nothing. Okay. A good, reliable car is always gonna be worth $5,000. Okay. Especially a truck. You think about a truck. You have a four-wheel drive truck here in North Carolina. It's always gonna be worth a good amount of money. Okay. So I like to look for cars that I'm attracted to, that I know I like, and I know other people like. Okay, so that's why I bought two Civic SIs, made money on those. Bought two Infiniti G35s. The reason I bought those is they're rear-wheel drive. Okay, hard to find. Manual, another hard thing to find, and also a super reliable um, engine and transmission. Okay, and I also saw them basing in value, almost undervalue. Okay, I bought these both for like $5,000 to $7,000. Guess what they're selling for right now? 10, 5, 10, anywhere between there. Okay, and they require no maintenance, really. Change the oil, do your basic stuff. Whenever something breaks, fix it. But really not a lot to do on them, and they're tons of fun for the money. Okay. Another car I just bought now is a C5 Corvette. Okay, why did I buy that versus a C6, C7? I think the C6 is good, but it comes back down to the term I like to say base in value. Okay, what else competes with a C5 Corvette at $12,000? 05 Mustang GT? No, pretty slow, not unique. What else is there? A V8? I don't know. You can go German, but then you're talking problems. Okay, talking problems. What kind of Asian cars is there that's V8 rear-wheel drive manual? $12,000. Nothing. Nothing. So I think the floor is pretty much set on these C5 Corvettes. I've seen them drop as low as $8,000, $9,000. But if you find one that's in decent shape, $10,000, I could not imagine anything less. You're stealing the car. Okay. These are great cars, reliable, fast, and they're going to continue to go up in value, I believe. So many cars are going towards a different style. They're going with the paddle shifters and stuff. So anything manual is a rare breed. Okay. And that's another thing I'm attracted to is manual cars. Okay. Not everything that I've owned is manual. I have that 1997 4Runner. I paid $3,000 for it. Okay. It's worth 7 now. So I made money on it. I did put some money into it. Probably put $3,000 into it. So have I really made money? No, not really. But I've also owned it for 8 years and I've lost no money. So, which is unheard of on a depreciating asset like a car. Okay, you buy a brand new Mercedes or BMW, any of those, you pay what, 40, 50, 60, 70, $100,000. 5, 10 years later, 10 years later, 20,000. Okay. You might think, oh, this is a great car though. It happens over and over and over and over again because as soon as these things fall out of their warranty, people dump them. They don't want them. They're scared. They don't want it. Then the next person gets and they got to drive it and they just kind of limp it until they're like, oh, I don't want to do this anymore either. And then the next person gets it and wow, I've really got myself in a headache. And then they just dump it, dump it, and dump it. And it keeps on getting dumped down to the last person. You don't want to be that last person, okay? But you do find those occasional ones where people take care of them along the way, Okay, but it's rare, and that's a dying breed there. So that's why I stick to cars that I think have a following that I see are unique and they've based in value. Okay, I watch the market trends of where I see the cars at, um, and see what the competitors are doing. Is there any competitors? With a C5 Corvette, I can't really think of anything. Maybe a 2011 Mustang GT or the Camaro SS, but it's not as unique as a C5 Corvette in my opinion. I get way more looks, I'm sure, than those. But that's me, my opinion. So those are kind of what I look for. I look for that $5,000 to $15,000 range, maybe even cheaper, maybe more. But I really look for the car to be basing in value, a strong history, and who's owned the vehicle, and um, also just a good running and reliability. After 10 to 15 years, you have a good idea of what the problems are with the car and what to look for. Okay, when you buy a car in the first 5 years, stuff don't really break up to 60,000 miles. It shouldn't. The stuff starts breaking between 60 and 120 and above. That's when stuff starts breaking and you start figuring out the weak points in these cars and what to look for. Okay, you don't know in the first 5 years. Those are the guinea pigs. Or there's the people who have more money than sense. And that's fair. If you're driving 20 plus thousand miles a year, go buy a brand new Honda, call it a day. You might you can buy brand new for 20, 25 grand, drive it into the dirt, put 200K on it, do it again. Sell it for five. Put 200K, sell it for five. Um, so if you're gonna put on a ton of miles, just go buy a Honda Accord, drive it 200K, and dump it. But if you're looking for something you're gonna drive 5 to 10, I would take my advice on cars to buy, okay, and how to look for them. All right, especially performance cars. So I hope what I've said today is helpful to you all. Sorry for my nerdy look. I'm working. Not working, but it's my work headset. So, anyways, just finished up work. Anyways, hope y'all enjoyed. Um, check out my other content, and gonna try and make some more videos like this, and maybe show some videos with my cars. Um, just got a new one actually coming in today. New surprise. Alrighty, y'all have a good one.